What are the humanities? It is not the call of the coolie shell, but the gathering of people it brings together. It is not the words we chant, but the parts of us that they represent, and the histories of the first people who spoke those words. It is not the foods we eat, but how we learn the way to prepare them through our families, and the stories of how certain foods have fed the island community for generations.
The word tinauto has a kind of an interesting dimension to it, because tauto is person, tumauto is to become a person, tinauto is to kind of like a person being affected by a force that's kind of bringing out who they are as a human. In a way, it's kind of like affecting each other and reaching a deeper sense of humanity.
The public humanities, in my understanding, is to really engage our community, to bring what sometimes people think is very intellectual out in the, academic world that's not really pertaining to everyday life. And I think our role here at Humanities Guåhan is to develop programming and projects that really engage our community and help them understand a little bit better about what the humanities are and how it shapes our world, our life here on Guam.
I think that the humanities can offer the general population, the community, ways to understand themselves.
As a cultural practitioner, I define humanities as bringing together of people of different ages and passing on traditions that have sustained the culture and the people of these islands for generations.
Founded in 1991, Humanities Guåhan, an affiliate of the National Endowment for the Humanities, celebrates the rich historical, cultural, and social landscape of Guam for future generations by offering opportunities to engage in reflection, discourse, the exchange of ideas, and lifelong learning on important issues facing the community for the betterment of our island and people.
We wanted to provide a vehicle for which this expression of the humanity, the human experience could be articulated and discovered and reflected upon. The fundamental underlying purpose was to help us discover that human voice which is not normally heard, not with a specific purpose in mind other than to allow all of us to hear it.
I am in corporate. You are in my body, in my brain.
Praise your capacity to remember. Praise your library of drowned stories.
There's power in each human experience. And that if you give people the chance, if you empower them, they will share that with you.
So much wealth, like land is wealth, land is life. And I think when we remember all of the things that we can create and all of the things that we have, like we have so much wealth in the land, in the ocean.
Our family has this, the knowledge of calling for octopus.
And I wanted to see if I could show unity in a different way, maybe like the way the wind hits the grasses.
And so my passion and purpose right now is to really connect our youth back to our land so that this next generation can continue to grow and perpetuate a lot of our cultural traditions.
At Humanities Guåhan, we offer a diverse range of programs including family literacy, community grants, interpretive exhibitions, literary tours, food democracy tours, cultural workshops and performances, documentary films and discussions, community conversations, and many more.
Our programming and our projects really are very sensitive to the culture of the indigenous people of Guam, the Chamorros, and those who have migrated here, and we give voice to everybody.
With Guam Humanities, has over the time that broadened the scope of my engagement with communities, grassroots, all throughout the island. And I know that without that support, that initial support that was given to me by Guam Humanities, it would have been a little bit difficult and a challenging task for an individual like myself to step outside of comfort zone and work with communities to do traditional arts and skills.
Working with Humanities Guåhan, for instance, I can show children of a certain age that science isn't that hard to understand. And if you start with your surroundings, that's even better. The other thing I noticed about the Taking Root program with the kids was how they matured or seemed to mature in the few weeks that they went through the program. With Micronesian children, island children, they tend to be a bit more quiet and looking around and making sure they're doing the right thing. But I think that with this program, a lot of them blossomed. Learning about what's around them, about the culture, and so on.
Guam Humanities in Action, to me, is one bridging that bridges the gap, and it allows people of different background and people from different islands to be able to work together.
My father's message is always simple: said we are more alike than we are different.
What I guess I'm most interested in is diversity and showing the solidarity and the unity even with that diversity.
And so what we try to do is help bridge that understanding, and by sometimes really as simple as bringing people together who normally would not come together and sit together and talk story together.